Hello, welcome to Cardboard History. I'm David. Today I am excited. It is the opening day for the new season, and it is for me the end of a project. A project that I've been working on for about 2 years now. I finally got the final card in that project, and even though the project will continue to grow over time, as of right now, I haven't completed. So I want to share the final card for this project and share a little bit about what I've been working on and where I plan to go from here, and also share some other cards that I've picked up. So good luck to everyone and their teams today as the season kicks off, or at least for those that didn't get rained out, and to everyone except for the Texas Rangers who are playing against the Cubs today. Let's turn the camera around and I'll show you some of my new pickups. This is a 1951 Topps Blueback of Andy Pafko. Now, this card is the last card in my Topps team run, which extends from 1951 through present day for the Chicago Cubs. And technically it goes back to the 1948 Magic photos of I think it's Evers and Tinker, that Topps put out a set from that year that had one card with Cubs on it that I include as part of the set, even though most people will start with 51 or 52. So this card of Andy Pafko depicts him in Chicago, and it is the blueback, which is the more rare version of the 1951 Topps. There's redbacks and bluebacks, and that's being the rarer version has been one of the reasons why this card was the last one for me to finish this project. Pathco had a pretty long career. He played for the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Braves, and made it to quite a few World Series. Played in the 1945 World Series with the Cubs. He was in the famous Shot Heard Round the World game in 1951, playing for the Dodgers. He was the one that watched the home run ball sail over his head for the Giants to win the pennant, and he ended up on the losing side of that. He did eventually win a World Series with the Braves in 57, but it was not as a starter. He lost his job in the outfield to Hank Aaron when Hank Aaron came up with the Braves. A few other interesting things about Pathco. He was able to avoid military service, even though he wanted to contribute, but because of high blood pressure at 2 failed physicals, he was not able to join the military, and so he continued to play baseball during that time. He almost quit in the minor leagues. He grew up in Wisconsin, and when his contract was bought out by the Cubs, they were going to send him to Los Angeles to play for the Angels in the minor league team, and Pathco almost quit and went back to farming because he didn't want to move all the way out to California. But thankfully for his career, he stuck with it and went out to the Angels, and then eventually was called up to play for the Cubs. In his first game for the Cubs, a grand total of 314 fans showed up to watch his debut in the pouring rain at Wrigley Field, where he went 3 for 4. He had a good career with the Cubs, was kind of the perpetual subject of trade rumors until he was eventually traded to the Dodgers and then to the Braves. So this card is the last card for my project, with just collecting the Topps kind of flagship sets. And moving on from this project, I'll continue to look for some of the other sets that Topps produced, like stamps and decals and the stand-ups and some of the other sets that they produced throughout the 60s and 70s. And also just looking for some variations and more modern. I'm working on the gold parallel variations from 2001 to present day, and trying to put that set together as well. So even though I'm not collecting the base Topps set anymore, now that I've finished that project, there's still ways that I'm continuing to grow that project. That also includes adding in the Topps update series or the highlights or traded, depending what year it is. So this is the card that I picked up to complete this project. I have a few other cards that I picked up over the past few weeks. These next few are an eBay purchase from Greg Morris Cards. This Nick Carter W514. I think the W514 set is my favorite of these strip cards. And this is my second Cubs to pick up. And I've been looking for cards from the Black Sox team as well as the Reds teams that played in that 1919 World Series, because this is from that year. And so a majority of the team, of the people that played in that World Series, have cards in this set. But this is Nick Carter, pitched for the Cubs. Another card. That's not good. There we go. This is a E121 Zeb Terry, and he played second base for the Cubs. This card's from 1921, and it's pretty rough on the back. Has some paper loss from being pasted into an album, but was able to pick this up for fairly cheap. Anytime I can get cards from the early 1900s, 1920s even, for cheap. Not too keen on the conditions, as long as the price is right for somebody who's not necessarily a big player in Cubs history. Then a few other cards that I picked up from this same set of auctions. Picked up, I guess not cards, stamps. A couple of 1961 stamps. Don Elston, George Altman, and Jim Brewer. So I have about half of the stamps from this set, and continuing to try to pick up the last couple that I need, but was glad to add those to my collection. Next up are a couple cards that I picked up on a recent road trip that I had, and I stopped by RBI Crew 7 in St. Louis, and they had some 1951 Bowmans. I mentioned earlier the shot heard around the world, and this is a set that I'm trying to put together for my for the players that played in that game for either the Dodgers or the Giants. And so that's why I picked up this Whitey Lockman and Al Dark. This is part of my Ken Burns collection, collecting some of the stories of the history of baseball. And I've decided to do that infamous pennant clinching game for the Giants, and to do that in the 1951 Bowman set. This is probably my favorite of the Bowman sets from 48 through 55. Then a few more modern cards that I've picked up. I was also, while I was on the road, stopped in at KC Finest and dug through some of their dollar boxes, I ended up getting these for about 40 cents a piece. So Jordan Montgomery pitched for the Rangers last year with the Diamondbacks now. This is the Father's Day parallel numbered to 50. So anytime I can find these low numbered parallels, especially for 40 cents, I'm going to pick that up. Just love the lower numbered parallels. Also got this. This is more of just a novelty card, but Chris Pratt in the first pitch, opening pitch at Wrigley Field. Fan of the Cubs and enjoy Chris Pratt as an actor. So this was a fun Cubs card to add to the collection. Another numbered Craig Kimbrell. These were all 40 cents. So out of 199 on this red foil. And another Father's Day parallel. Jamison Tyone for the Cubs. I also did this past year, I decided I just wanted to pick a player and put together as much of the rainbow as I could. And I did Brad Boxberger because he's not a super popular player with the Cubs, and so I could pick up most of his parallels for $1 or $2. And the only one that I'm missing is, incidentally, the 1/1 and the Father's Day powder blue, which I have not been able to find over the past couple of months. This is a Seiya Suzuki from 2024 Series 1, and I was kind of surprised to find this in the dollar box. It is the vintage parallel, and numbered to 99, so it's on the old card stock. Still kind of has that same look, but definitely looks a little bit more vintage than the neon look of 2024 Topps. And then another vintage card. This is the Topps throwback of Giovanni Soto from 2011. It's not numbered, but it has that kind of old vintage card stock. This was released through Target, and it's the Target throwback from 2011. A little bit harder to find than just the base cards. And then the final one that I picked up was this Javier Baez, and this one got for just a little bit under $3 at the Dugout in Columbia. and it's the advanced stats numbered to 300. So it has some of the advanced stats on the bottom. These are a little bit harder to find because a lot of people won't notice them as parallels. So those were some cards I picked up on my road trip this past weekend going to a conference. And then a few other things that came in through the mail. Got another Stadium Club auto. This is Patrick Wisdom, starting the season off injured this year. And this leaves me with just needing the Justin Steele from 2023 Stadium Club. And keeping my eye open for that one. It's a little bit higher priced because Steele had a great season last year. We'll see if he can keep up the numbers heading into this year. He's on the mound tonight for opening day. And then finally, a few more cards for my Topps Pro debut that I'm still trying to fill out the Cubs Rainbow as much as I can, kind of down to the out of 5s and out of 10s. So this is a Pete Crow Armstrong Gold Foil out of 50. Pete Crow Armstrong Pink out of 199. This is the Moises Ballesteros. Really looking forward to see if he can move up another level this year in the minors. Just a great catching prospect. This is his auto to 99. And his gold chrome refractor out of 50. And then a couple of bigger ones are this Christian Hernandez. This is his orange lava auto to number to 25. See if he can do anything this year. Still down at low A Myrtle Beach. Hopefully get to see him in about a month when I head down there to go on vacation with my family and catch a Pelicans game. But see if he can't move up this year. He's kind of struggled adapting after being a highly touted draft in the international draft. And last card for today is this Ballesteros. This is the red chrome refractor auto numbered to 5. It is 5 of 5 last on the print. So this one I was really excited to pick up. This is the lowest numbered. I have a couple out of 5, but this is the only auto that I have so far. So this was so far out of the Rainbow Project. This is the lowest numbered, most difficult card that I've had to get. And I'm really getting down to it. I think I only have 1 or 2 cards left numbered to 75, and then everything else is 50 and below. So that project's moving along. I just want to thank you all if you are still sticking with us to watch. I hope you enjoyed some of those cards and pickups and a little bit of the story about Andy Pafko. It's always interesting picking up a card, especially one that I've been looking for a long time, like that Pathco card, and to dig a little bit more into the player's history and his story, and to see the journey that he went on getting to the major leagues and even being there, working towards eventually getting his World Series crown. Good luck, everyone, again. Opening day. Hope this season is full of fun and just getting the chance to enjoy baseball being meaningful again after watching some spring training games. Thank you for watching Cardboard History. Have a great day.